Okay, I think we've got it set up so that it's recording now. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I just want to cover a few things for our team. So I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody really quick, if I can. Mute all. Why doesn't it give me a mute all? Mute. There we go. I think everybody should be muted. Okay, just for the time being. Okay, so we're just going to go over a couple things right now that I want to highlight in case you've missed some of the corporate stuff that's going on right now. Corporate is really pushing strong the simplicity of this business and sticking to the steps to success and really getting out there and blitzing, wrapping, repeating. So blitz, wrap, repeat. The steps to success, keep it as simple as possible, which they always have. They have not deviated from this. It's us that tends to complicate that whole process, okay? So really focus on it. As distributors, again, we make money for bringing in loyals and bringing in distributors, completing those steps over and over and over. So there's a focus on customer retention as well, and that's just that we are the customer service end. So, you know, it's up to us to retain our customers and treat them well and follow up with them and check in with them and see how they're doing. And so a lot of people will stay buying from somebody just because they take that extra step and they go the extra mile for them. So anyway, just a couple, you know, things of focus. Okay, another big thing that the company is really focusing on that they always have, but they're just bringing more attention to it, is getting to 400 GB. So really quick, I'm just going to break down what GV versus PV and BV is. Okay, so all those V's. BV is the bonus volume that is attached to any given product. Okay, it's what we get paid on. It's our commission. Is based on the total BV in your organization. There's two different ways that they classify the volume that's coming into your business. There's personal bonus volume, which is PBV. There's group bonus volume, which is GBV, okay? So your personal volume is your orders plus all your personal customer base. Your group volume is when you have distributors, because then it's going to include your personal customers and your orders plus every distributor underneath you and all of their customers' orders as well. That's your group volume. We get paid on group volume. Okay, we get paid on our total volume. What the company uses the PBV for is to see if you qualify for your commissions and to see if you are qualifying for your bonuses. It's a qualification thing that they look when they look at PBV. Okay, so if your PBV is 150 or more, you're commission qualified. If you run a personal auto ship of 80 BV or more, you're commission qualified. Those are the two ways you get commission qualified. Okay, but your group volume is what they focus on as far as your pay. Okay, so your group volume, if you have anybody underneath you, your group volume is typically higher than your personal volume if you have business coming in through other distributors on your team. Okay, so our goal, as our new like goal is to get 400 GV. GV is total group volume. So in this group, I know most of you have that 400 GV. So most of you are going to get this right away. We are going to, in our team, we're really focusing on this too. Teaching the new distributors, teaching people to get 400 GV month after month after month, because that means that you are a game player in the overall business structure. Okay, it's a really significant thing. We're going to consider our 400 club anybody with 400 GB or more. Okay, 400 GB or more. So at the end of this month, we're going to run a report. I'm going to run a report, and anybody that has 400 GB or more is going to get a 400 club bracelet sent to you. And then every one of them is going to get the bracelet, everybody. And then all those names are going to go in to a drawing. And then the person who gets their name drawn is going to get a shirt from the store. Okay, so it's kind of like our own little team thing that we're doing this month to end out March. By the end of March, hit 400 GV under your distributor number, 400 GV. You will get a bracelet and you'll be put into the drawing. So that bracelet is kind of bragging rights. It's like, I did it, my group, my team, my this is at least at 400 group volume, because that's what makes you a qualified leg in business. Okay, that's what makes you a qualified person in business. Now, commission qualified is a little easier. Did you know, just a history lesson, it used to be 400 personal volume that got you commission qualified. That's how it was for a long time when I first started. They dropped it down to 150 and everybody went, woo, but guess what? As soon as they lowered it, it was like, it's just as, you know, people are still like, oh, I gotta get to 150. But anyway, it's so super easy with your customer base to get to 150 PV. And if you don't, then you have your auto ship that you can run, your 80 BV auto ship that you can run to get qualified to. Okay, so our main focus this month is to get 400 GV. You can do that through party blitzing, reaching out to people, messaging, obviously all the different techniques of getting customers and distributors, because customers and distributors all go in towards that GV volume. So we're going to do our own now. Chad and Jaree have a monthly thing going on too. They have a monthly promo going on too. So get in on the Black Diamond team page and you can read whatever monthly promo they're going to be doing, because they do always announce that right around now, or they have bracelets coming out for anybody who hits 400 GV for the first time. So this is big for your new distributors. Anybody who hits 400 GV for the first time ends up getting something from Chad and Jaree. And then I think they're going to do a drawing of some sort as well. So you can get a lot of cool things that give you great things to say, hey, look what I achieved this month. It's a lot of awesome bragging rights. I know I was always like, if there was something that was very reachable, I was going to do it, because there's no way I was going to let everybody else say, I got mine, I got mine, I got mine, and I didn't have mine. So anyway, it does push us and holds kind of everybody in that accountability of, this is achievable for everybody, so let's do it. 400, yes, of course, let's do it. Okay, so that's one thing that we're really going to drive for. Now, if you weren't on the company's corporate call on Sunday, then you would have missed this, but the corporate is doing something as well, and it's all party-based. So if you have 3 parties this week, and this is still, you guys think of parties that they have to be planned and all this stuff. No, they don't. Just impromptu parties. Just say, hey, to your coworker tomorrow, or to somebody you run into, hey, what are you doing tonight? Get some girls over. I'm going to come over and wrap everybody for free. I don't care. I mean, whatever. Or I'm going to wrap everybody who brings a guest for free. That may make your party bigger, but if you can do that just on the spot, do it, because there's a hashtag you can use to announce your parties. And if you do like 3 parties this week, then Mark Pentecost puts you into, they're going to be doing all sorts of drawings and awards and stuff for people that are actually out there partying. So I'm not sure if that includes Facebook Live parties or just in-person parties or online parties, but we can go look into the details of that. So there's a lot going on just to push you in towards the simple, duplicatable things of the company, those simple blitz, wrap, repeat, and the steps to success. So we're just going to keep it really focused and simple. Okay, then the very last thing that I wanted to talk about really briefly is and I saw a post about this, but until Chad and Jaree really like talked to me about it, I didn't really see the huge significance in it. But there was a post in the Black Diamond page not too long ago that said there's 2 rules to being successful in this business. Rule number 1, stay positive. Rule number 2, you can't forget rule number 1, or don't break rule number 1. Did anybody see this post or read it or actually like contemplate it or think about this. Okay, well, I want to let you know just really quick where this came from. So Renessa Brown, who knows Renessa Brown or follows Renessa? Anybody, Renessa people? Okay. So Renessa is truly a very successful ambassador diamond in this company. She's very successful. But she had, like, in ranking, you know, as far as the top paid people in the company, Renessa used to be way up there. And then there was like a long period of time where she fell, like, instead of being top, you know, 10 or top 20, she went down, like way down to, oh, somewhere in the top hundreds, but not, you know, just kind of off the grid for a while. She was still very good, very successful, very well paid ambassador. There was just people outperforming her. So she had analyzed her business, and she had declared team-wide they are going to abide by 100%. Everything that comes out of that team has to be positive. Everything that comes out of their mouth has to be positive. They have to be speaking positive into their business all the time, all the time. They cannot be negative, have a negative view, nor outlook, nor comment, nor chitter chatter, nor I signed somebody in there. Okay, so let me give you an example of something that can come out negative. I signed somebody, and the last 5 people that I signed up as distributors, nobody's doing anything, and you start to have these conversations, and it's negative, and then it breeds that, and you don't even mean to. Sometimes you just feel like you have to vent. And so venting was sort of like outlawed team-wide on her team. And I understand that there's sometimes you just need to say one thing. That should be given about a 5-second max. If you have to say something just to get it off your chest and then say, okay, look forward, what's positive. And this changed the whole game for her. And in a short period, everything that was speaking, it was like her whole team was speaking life, speaking positive, speaking direction, and it started to breed, and it started to sink in, and it started to move so fast forward with this ambition and this drive and this positive input into each other's lives and encouragement and inspiration. And all of a sudden, she's number 3 in the company, just like that. It took her business so fast, so far forward, just by speaking it out. And there's a rule in this. There's a biblical principle when it comes into this. Whatever you speak life into, you have so much power in your tongue. It is a biblical, God built-in principle that can be applied to any area of your life. And if you're speaking down or speaking negative on any aspect of your life, that is what that is going to revolve into. It's going to be this revolving negative, not going anywhere, not producing life, not producing anything. And so I can start to turn this into business talk, that it's going to stay and it's going to rotate, and you're going to sign up bad distributor after bad distributor after bad distributor who never bring in volume, and your volume won't come, and you can see this cycle starting. And so me and Jeree and some other leaders and Amber and some other people, we were talking, and I was like, you know, I need to change this. I need to make it just a rule for myself. I need to make it a rule, and I need to just share it with the team, like where this came from. Rule number 1, be positive. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. Don't break rule number 1. And we need to talk about this as a team, because I don't want to be the leader who says, this is what I think is for every one of you. But I know it's for me. Like, I know I need to say, this is now the rule that I go by. And this is what I will allow to go by me, or within me, or within who I work with. And so speaking like that, now Renessa and her leaders, anybody on their team that comes to them with a negative approach or a complaint, she won't even listen to them. She will say, rule number 1, positive. Call me back when your attitude changes and you can say something positive. speaking life into your business. And so she actually cuts it off like at the source and won't even deal with it. But and it's not like backstabbing stuff. It's just the everyday stuff. It's that everyday thing of, let me give you an example. I don't know what I'm going to do. 3 of my new loyal customers already shut off their auto ship, and now I have no volume, and my volume is half what it used to be. Okay, those words, we don't mean anything by them. We're just venting, right? But they're negative. They're just negative. Instead, say, man, I was so blessed for those 3 months of volume, and now I'm going to go do it again. I know people love these products. I know I can sign up some more customers. Those customers are going to order again when they're ready, and they're going to find new products that they're going to love, and the volume's going to come from there, and the volume's going to come from here, and the volume's going to be new, and the volume's going to be old. You have a way of saying things that can change how you look at your business. And so I just wanted to share like when they really broke it down where those rules came from, I found great life in them, and I found it very beneficial for me. And so I wanted to share it with you, and I wanted to get maybe some feedback from you, because I know we all go through these slumps. I know we do. We go through these slumps, and we're like, oh, I'm in a rut, I'm in a slump, I'm in a funk. And I say that I am guilty. Okay, I am guilty, 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 guilty. It's not like me up here preaching and need to take the plank out of my own eye or something, because I am guilty. I'm saying this I am needing to apply to my own life. Okay, so I'm not trying to preach at anybody. I'm saying this was a revelation to me when I really got further meaning, and just wanted to share that with the rest of my team. So I wanted to do that. And does anybody have anything they want to add to that really quick before we go on to our next topic? I mean, do you guys feel like this is something that you can recognize in your own business, or something that you can say with honesty, I've been there, I've done that, I'm guilty, I should, change and start speaking life into my business? Since all I see is Patrice's face, like in a big smile, I don't know if she's like nodding, but I see a lot of you nodding. But is that like, I don't know, do you feel this as well? Do you feel it? There's a feeling, and sometimes when a leader feels it, it kind of spreads. I don't know how this works. I don't know if it's a biblical principle in this type of scenarios where you're a leadership role. I hate considering myself a leadership role, because I just want you guys to just, I don't know, I really am like looking at you all thinking, oh my gosh, you're so amazing, you're so amazing, you're so amazing. You guys just blossom into your own leaders. Take it away, take the reins. But I recognize the fact that I do have to say, I have to have some leadership, but I don't ever want you to consider me a leader over you as your own leader, in this. So anyway, okay, anything to add before I go on? Okay, so really quick, what I want to do is, if you guys have been keeping up with Miss Destiny Ramsey at all, she is really, really enrolling a lot of distributors, a lot of new team members. And I just want to give just a little bit of insight on what I feel is with Destiny's story. Destiny's been in this business for a while. She had a long season where she wasn't building the business because of school and basketball and everything. And then she said, nix that, I'm going all in. Through basketball, through school, through everything, I'm going to do it all. And we have watched her kind of do it all. And she has been consistent with how she posts, what she posts. She's been consistent with how she reaches out to people, how often she reaches out to people. It's pretty much all the time. And she's just been consistent. There's been so many times that Destiny has called me and said, Jeanette, I've been doing this and doing this, and consistency. When is it going to happen? When's it going to happen? When's it my turn? When's it my time? And I'm like, it's coming, Destiny. Be consistent. Just be consistent. What you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. And sure enough, all of a sudden, she's been having people come in left and right that are wanting information about what she does. They're like, Destiny, what the heck are you doing? I've been watching you for so long now. We've talked a couple times, but seriously, you need to get me more information. And it's just her consistency that is seriously starting to pay off. And she's bringing in a lot of people based on her positive. If you go to Destiny's page, all you see is life. It's like positive, encouraging. I'm going somewhere. She speaks life into herself through her own posts. She is so positive, so geared, so ready, so everything. It's like that brink of you're watching something awesome happening, and people are now like, I better get on that train. That's what I feel. That's what I see watching Destiny's journey. And she has grown a lot. She's had a lot of personal development along the way too, just in business. She's plugged herself in to major leaders. She has plugged herself in to these team calls. Every moment she'll be on the bus. She doesn't make excuses. She has taken the word excuse and like tossed it somewhere into non-existence. It's not even in her vocabulary anymore. She sees her success and she doesn't care how long of a consistent road she's on before that success happens. She just knows it. And it's that has now is catchy. It's catchy. People are like, ooh, that's inspirational. You're inspiring me. I want part of that. So anyway, now there are some key things that Destiny has been doing when someone is interested that is getting her a lot of enrollments. And she is blowing my phone up day in, day out. And this is what I get all the time, text messages from Destiny all the time saying, Jeanette, can you do a 3-way call with me tomorrow at 9 a.m.? Jeanette, can you do another one with me tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. and another one at 7 p.m.? And I'm like, sure, get them down. She will be on the ball with these 3-way calls, getting people on the phone. And all she says is, hi, I'll let her talk a little bit about what she says, but her phone call, she gets all of us on the phone together, like Destiny, me, and the other girl. And she's like, hi, Jenna, everybody's on the phone. So Jeanette, my leader's on the phone, like I told you, and she's just going to take it from here, and I'll talk to you, chat with you a little bit afterwards. And I take over. Okay, I take over the phone call. At the end, I say my goodbye, and I'm like, okay, so I'll let you and Destiny chat for a while. It's nice meeting you, nice talking to you. The phone calls typically last anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, right, Des? Yeah. So a 15 to 20 minute phone call, she gets people on. She has done, I've lost track. I've lost track of how many 3-way calls we do, but it's usually multiple a day. I mean, it's usually on a daily basis. She's getting people on the phone with me all the time. And so I want her now to talk a little bit about how she sets these up. Like, how are you getting people on the phone with Jeanette? Because I want all of you to be able to do this with me or your leader. Pick somebody that you're comfortable doing this with, and I will do it for whoever. I don't care. Put me on 3-way calls all day long if you want to fill my schedule. That's fine. But I'm going to let Destiny, go ahead and unmute yourself and just share a little bit about how the process looks for you. Are you reaching out to people, or are they reaching out to you? And then what are you saying or messaging that introduces a 3-way call with me?
Okay. So basically I have I do this daily. I have this journal, and in the journal I write down, I don't know if you guys saw the video that Brooke did about her cat's out the bag. I don't know if you saw that, but what she does is she basically writes down a daily goal for loyal customers to sign and a daily goal for distributors to sign. And it's based on like a reasonable goal for yourself. And so what I started to do is my goal is to sign at least 2 distributors a day. And so I'll write down, like, what I'll do is I'll reach out to however many people it takes. And as soon as somebody responds or says, like, what do you do? I write their name down as like a distributor that's interested. And then even if they're like, what do you do? And I haven't responded yet, I still write their name down so I know to go back to them once I'm done messaging everybody. And then I'll go back and I'll reach out to them and I say, okay, so this is what I do. I'd love to give you a call and explain exactly what I do so that you can get to know more about what I do. And then you can be able to ask any questions that you might have. When are you available? And most often they usually say like tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, great. Can I call you at 11? And if they say like they're busy or something, they'll typically give me another time that they can talk. So if I offer a time and it doesn't work for them, they'll give me one that works for them. And I'm like, okay, I got you down on my calendar. I'll call you tomorrow at 11. And then right before the call, I get on. So I get on the call with them first. And then I let them know. I said, I'm just letting you know that this is the way I do the calls. I'll just tell you exactly what I say when I answer these phones. So I'll be like, hi, let's say Susan. Hi, Susan. I'm so glad to talk to you today. I just wanted to let you know that the way I work these calls is basically I get my upline distributor on the phone and she does all the talking. She's very good at explaining everything in a nutshell, and she can get right down to the point, answer any questions you might have. And whenever she's done, I'll hop back on and then we'll talk and see where you think, like where you're at from there. And they're like, okay, great. Like they don't even know before I hop on the phone that I plan on adding another call. And so that's what I do. And then I'm like, okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to add Jeanette to the phone. And then Jeanette hops on and I literally say, hey, so-and-so, and Jeanette, this is so-and-so. Jeanette's just going to take over from this point, and then I'll just follow up with you afterwards. And I literally let Jeanette do all the talking, and then afterwards I'll do the whole follow-up. And what I personally do is I'll talk them through it, and after they listen to her, I'll say, so what do you think? And then most often they'll tell me, like, I love it. Like it was really good. All my questions were answered, but I'm worried or something. And I'll say, okay, you know what? After this call, I always ask this. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being thanks for the information, but I'm not interested at all. 10 being I'm ready to get signed up right now. Let's go. I got a fire in my belly. I'm ready to do it. Where do you see yourself at? And depending on what they say back is how I approach the next step. So then if they say like I'm an 8 or if I'm a 5, I'll be like, okay, what do I have to do to get you to a 10? And then at that point, they explain basically what their unsureness is or where their doubts are. And then I can kind of analyze and figure out what it is I have to do next to get them to that point. And almost always by the end of the call or by the next day, they're signing up as a distributor because I just get to know them as a person. It's not even about filling a box anymore. It's not about, okay, this person needs to fill this box and this person needs to fill this box. I actually take time to try and get to know everybody so they don't feel like it's just, okay, I need you on my team. I need you on my team. I always ask them, why do you need this? Or what about this opportunity makes you want it? So it's not in my court anymore. The ball's in their court, and I'm asking them, why do you feel like this is something that you should do? Why do you feel like it could apply to your life? What do you need or what do you see in this business that you think you can gain from doing it? And they almost always start to go into this spiel of I'm a single mom and I just really need something to bring some more money in and all this stuff. And then I'm able to basically pour into them and let them know that this is for them. And then at that point, they're ready to get started, and then I sign them up. And that's really what I've been doing with almost all of my distributors. Literally almost all of the ones I've been signing. I get them on 3-way. Yeah, I think every single one that I've signed this month, I've signed 6 so far this month, and every single one was on a 3-way with Jeanette.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So this is something that we just haven't done that much in our team, like team wide, and we need to get back to this because it is so effective. Now what it does is it takes all the pressure off of you all and puts it onto your sponsor or your leader, or now Chad does these, I do these, Amber does these. So pick any of us. pick me, pick Chad. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you, there was a question. I think Patrice had a question really quick. She was wanting to know, how do you actually do a three-way? So when you call the person first, like Destiny said, set up an appointment and say, yeah, I'm going to go over it with you over the phone. What's good for you, or can you do it tomorrow? Like she said, use her wording, because she's really good at getting people on that call. Don't let them know it's a three-way call right away. When you call them, I love that, because then they're already on the phone and they're like, oh yeah, okay. She gets me on the phone. She quickly briefs me about who it is, very briefly, and like a name and maybe a little tiny touch. And then, so when you're actually ready to merge the calls, there's a place on your phone, like you'll call somebody, you'll make a call on your phone, and then there will be like you put them on hold, you put that person on hold, and then you dial the next number, and when it's ringing, this little merge button appears. Is this how it works for you guys too? This is how it works on my phone. And then when you merge the calls, you're now all together on this little three-way call. Okay, so that when I hang up, you guys are still talking. That's fine. And then she says, this is Jeanette, and I'll just tell you kind of how I introduce that so that it's not weird at all, is it, Destiny? It's very, very, it's not awkward, it's not weird, it's not anything. You don't have to be scared of these. Just get somebody on the call and say, hey, I can't wait to talk to you about all this. Compliment them somehow, and then say, I'm going to get my team leader Jeanette on the phone call, just because she is so good at going over the business stuff and answering any questions that you might have, and then we'll chat afterwards. And they might even be like, okay, that's fine. So when I get on there, just so you know, this is how natural it is. I'm like, who is your girl today? A couple of them.
I had
Jenna. Janae, okay. And I'm like, hey, Janae, I'm Jeanette, and I just want to introduce myself because I know it's kind of weird talking to somebody that you don't know, so I just want to kind of relax you on that. I am an everyday person. I am not a marketing specialist or anything. I'm not a salesperson. I'm just an everyday mom. So I just, want you to know that my job is not to convince you to be in business for yourself by any means. All I do on these calls really is help you figure out whether this is going to be a good fit for you, whether this is even something that you're looking for. Okay? And then I say, tell me a little bit about yourself. Before we get started, tell me a little bit about yourself. Why is it that you're looking, possibly becoming a distributor with us, or looking for something like this? And then sometimes they just pour their heart out. And sometimes they're driven and they're focused and they're looking for something. And sometimes they're like, oh, it looks like fun. And right away, I know what color they are. I know how to approach them. I know what their why is. I know what they're wanting from this. And I can cater my conversation on how I approach this business to a little bit about kind of their personality style. Okay, so I briefly go over the company history, a little bit about the product. I basically do a party pad, a condensed version of a party pad in my words, and I go over the steps to success. And then I ask any questions. Do you have any questions for me? And then I'm usually try to be like really on the spot so that it's not overly professional. I'm like, okay, well, me and the kids are going to be hopping out at the grocery store, so I'm going to let you and Destiny, just so they know, this is relaxed, this is casual, this is fun, this is not a really weird business call. And it was nice meeting you, and I'll let you and Destiny chat from here. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Okay, talk to you later. Kisses, bye. And that's it. And so it's a really easygoing phone call. And the more of these you do, like Destiny said, almost everybody she puts on the phone with me, we're signing up. It's like a teamwork. So use this. This is your team. This is me, your leader. Use this moment. It only takes 15 minutes out of my day. Don't worry. Destiny doesn't care if she gives me 5 three-ways a day. She's like, I don't care. Jeanette's doing 5 three-ways with me today. And that's fine. Okay, she'll message me at midnight tonight probably to see if I can do one tomorrow at 11, which is fine. You guys do this. It's okay. And if I can't, call Amber. Call Chad.
I've called Chad, Jeree. I get somebody on a 3-way call.
Anybody, Chad, Jeree, reach out to a sideline and be like, Brooke Phillips, I know you don't know me. I don't have anybody to do a 3-way with me. Can you do one? Whatever. Get somebody on a 3-way call in that moment and plan them out. She'll always give me a heads up, like when they're going to be. But this is a brilliant, brilliant tool, and this is why. This is one of the fundamental tools of building network marketing, and for some reason, our team hasn't done them much until here recently. And I want you guys to get back to this because it is such an awesome tool, and this is why. It's because number one, it takes the hard work off of a distributor trying to build their business, hands it over to, a leader. Number two, it builds so much edification in your business. Just hearing it from someone else, something happens in the person's brain. Now all of a sudden it's a real legit business that you can be successful in. I don't know why that is, but it just happens in their brain. Something switches, and in their brain they're thinking, this is it. Okay, because now it's not just that person that they reached out to, that they see, their friend that they see on Facebook. It's like, whoa, they have real team leaders that are really helping them with this. Okay, and then it teaches that new person that they can do the same thing, that they don't need to know all the answers. They don't have to be that weird, scary marketing person, because they can just hand over the phone call and say, I don't know how to go over that business stuff so much. Jeanette's really good at recapping it for us. So I'm just going to throw her on the phone call with us really quick, and then I'll answer any questions that you have afterwards. Super, super easy way to approach it. And Chad and Jeree do this okay, so you guys know that Chad and Jeree use social media. They're mass recruiters. They're awesome recruiters. They do 3-ways every single time. I don't know how many of you have been, so Tracy, you were signed up by Chad and Jeree. Did Jeree get you on the phone? Ever? Never? Sometime? Most of the time they do. Jessica, did they get you on the phone the very first time? Yes. So Jessica, Kayla, did Chad and Jeree get you on the phone? Yes. And this is what they do. Jeree got me on the phone, and I was like her best friend at one point. I was her kick it buddy, her club buddy before she was married to Chad. Me and Jeree were like this. We met Chad at a karaoke bar. He was in a band. Okay, so she even put me on a 3-way call with Chad. It's just rocket science. It's network marketing 101. And I don't know why we ever lost this as a foundation for our team, because this is a really big deal. It's because we try to think that we can do it all ourselves, but there's a beauty in it. There's a simplicity in it. And this is what happened. Like, me and Jeree were talking, and I was enrolling, and she was like, you know what? She's like, I would ask her a question, and she was like, I'm just going to give the phone over to Chad really quick. He's better at explaining all this business stuff. I don't know. And I'm like, okay. And then Chad gets on the phone. Everything that Chad told me, Jeree could have easily told me, but she had to do the 3-way call. She had to use it because it is a tool that works, and it edifies, and it builds, and it teaches your new distributor to do the same thing. And so we really want to get into this. Anytime you have someone that is interested in the business, say, can I call you, and how did you say it, Destiny? Because that was worth writing down. How do you say it when somebody's interested in the business?
Yes. So basically what I say is, I'll say it slowly, so just in case somebody's taking notes. I ask them, I basically give them a splurb, like a little what we do. So one of the copy and paste things that we have to send to them when they ask what we do. And then I send that to them. And then I say, you know what? It would be much easier to talk about the opportunity and what the business has to offer on the phone. When can you talk? And then they're usually like, well, tomorrow. And then I'm like, okay, how about at 11 o'clock? And if it doesn't work for them, they usually give me a time that they can talk. And then I put it in my calendar, and I get them on the phone, and they tell me they can. And then that's when I tell them that there's going to be someone else on the line. That's also going to be helping them. Or Jeanette, I'll be like, I'm going to get my upline on the phone so that she can explain it all, and then I'll talk to you after.
Yes, that's awesome. You know what? So I'm writing it down like word for word. You know what?
Yeah, that's literally, yeah, and I say that because it's like after I send the little splurb, it can kind of
Awesome.
run people away. So I'll say, you know what, it's much easier to explain it on the phone. And then they're like, yeah, that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then when can you talk? Good. You all write that down. That's really brilliant. So she sends the copy paste, but then right after that, she says, you know what? It would be much easier for us to go over this on the phone. When can you talk? How about, and then do you wait, or do you say, how about tomorrow, or do you wait?
If they don't respond right away, then I will. I'll be like, are you available tomorrow at this time?
Okay.
And then usually they respond back after I give them a time, and they'll say, I'm not available at that time, but I can at this time. And then I'm like, okay, great. You're in the calendar. So
this is a really good way. And she definitely confirms it. She'll say, you're in my calendar. I will call you tomorrow at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'll usually text them before I call just to make sure, like, I'll be like, okay, can't wait to talk to you. Or are we still on? And usually they're like, yep, I'm available. So it's just something to kind of give them an idea, like, oh, she's still trying to call me. She's still serious about getting a hold of me. So it's just send them a quick message before your meeting, or like 5 to 10 minutes before. Can't wait to talk to you. Yeah, 10 minutes or something that puts excitement into them. And then they're like, okay, can't wait.
Good deal. Awesome. This is really awesome. So yeah, you guys that are out there that have people that might be interested, reach back out to them and say, I know you were interested in this. And then just reapproach this conversation and try to get this in there. Try to get that call in there, and then get me on the phone. And again, it only lasts about 15 minutes, the call itself.
Also, another tip that I've been using is, I don't know, I know all of you guys are Christians. So what I've been doing is I pray every single night. And I pray when I wake up, I pray when I go to sleep. And what I pray for is I say, God, tomorrow bring me somebody who needs this. And I'll literally say it. And I say, God, bring me the people who are serious. Bring me the people who really want this, who need this for themselves. And just bring them to me, even if they don't directly message me. I say, just put them somewhere, because whoever likes my post about business or whoever likes my post about loyal customers, I always reach out to them. So I say, just put them in me, like put a light inside of me. Bring somebody to me today. Whoever needs this, bring them my way. And then when I go to sleep, I say, thank you, God, for introducing me to so-and-so. And I got it. I got your hint. And I'm going to go after them. So, I mean, I thank you, God, for bringing them to me, regardless of if I sign them up or not. I'm thanking him for bringing them my way, because I would not be able to do all of this stuff without praying him into my business. He is literally the CEO of my company from now on. And that's how I treat it. Every morning I wake up, God, bring me somebody today. Bring me somebody who needs this. And every single day I have had messages, every single day. Not one day has gone by since I've started doing that.
Yay. I love that, Destiny. And all of a sudden, the consistency and the prayers, and I have goosebumps right now. I don't know if I can get close, because I love that. Now, I mean, pray over your businesses. I just hit 3 years. I started 3 years ago, March 18th. And I have seen my business go, in the cycles or whatever, kind of go up and then down, up and down, up and down. And it's in those seasons where I'm like praying and seeking and asking God to help lead and asking God to bring in people that he does. And when we're praying for those things, we can really, it just really makes a difference. It's all about the words that we're speaking. It really is. I truly believe that. So awesome. Okay. Thank you, Destiny, for sharing. And please, everyone, I hope this was helpful for you. I did record it, so that's great. I'm going to have a clip. I'll have to go and download this onto YouTube to actually make a YouTube clip of the recording. And I'll be able to put it in our team chat link for anybody anybody to watch it that still wants to watch it. Okay, so that's great. Awesome. Any questions? Just really briefly at time. Let's see. I have some questions down here. Let's see. It says Kayla had to leave, but she loves the three-way calls. That's how she got introduced to the business. It's very, very effective. If you're not, Patrice asked the question, if you're not available, how do we ask Chad or someone else to help with a three-way? Reach out right on the One Team One Mission chat link, Patrice, and just say, hey, is anybody available to help me out with a three-way call? If I'm not available, you can message me first if you want directly. If not, Destiny has heard it so many times. I know in a pinch, I'm sure she could walk you through it. I know Amber, you know, these are sideline people. That's okay. But Patrice, know that if I'm not available, message Chad. Just message Chad directly on Facebook Messenger. Yeah, and just say, I'm on Jeanette's team. Are you available for a three-way? She is busy right now, and I can't. And I have a three-way at this time. Are you free during that time? He is awesome at doing three-way calls as well. And again, awesome meaning we don't try to convince that person. We just cater the call to their personality style, but it's just information. And it helps them decide whether or not this is good for them and a good fit or not, for sure. Okay? Any other questions that are out there?
And by all means, you guys reach out to me if you need me to help you with the three-way call. I'd be more than willing to hop on. I really just put Jeanette on there because it makes much of a difference to have a third party come onto the call and somebody be able to hear somebody else talk about it. So I do know what I'm talking about. I just choose to put Jeanette on the call so that she can talk. So if you do need me, by all means, reach out. I'm always here.
I know for a fact everybody I've ever put on the phone with Chad has signed up as a distributor. So they work. They really, really do. Okay. Well, that is really all. Does anybody, since I have you guys on here really briefly, does anybody have any questions about like the Facebook pages that we have going on right now? I know you guys probably saw that I was adding things into what used to be, it's gone through so many phases. It used to be our team page, and then it was like a prep of a 90-day run page, and then it was like, but now it's called training library. Is that what it's called? Like the training library? It's just training resources. So yeah, it's all training resources. And so if there's a certain training, you can add your distributors to there if you want, or once they have a question and it has the answer in that training page, say, I'm going to put you in this training page. You know, you can do this as they go. But the welcome distributor page, that's where you add distributors right away. And then Amber had an awesome thing that she was sending, and I think we went over that on our last Zoom, to her new distributors, helping them out. Because really it's just hand walking people into getting their first customers, getting familiar with those steps to success and how we do that. All right, well, if there's no other questions, we're done for tonight. So great seeing all your lovely faces. And my squat people, I've got 3 squat people on here, Bonnie, Jess, Patrice. If nobody knows what I'm talking about, I started a squat group. If you're not in it and you want to be, you can. It's awesome. We go live. Everybody's responsible for a certain day. And tomorrow is Jessica, and she's leading us in squats. And it's some people, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's like one of the funnest pages I've ever been in. Anyway, my butt hurts. All right, guys. That was just an added funny joke at the end of our recorded video. All right, well, let me know if anybody needs anything, and have a wonderful, wonderful night. Love you guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.